the delivery dates of Social Security benefit payments. Also, fourth stimulus check $1,400 stimulus check specifically focused on Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA beneficiaries, RRB, low income, no income, fixed income beneficiaries. I have got all the details right here in this video, all you need to know. So let's get right into it. Now, we all know that politicians love to make big promises in order to gain attention and support. Now, the real question is, can they actually deliver on stimulus check? How deep will the recession need to be in order to send out stimulus checks? Recently, I have been seeing a lot of reports suggesting that as far as the current data, current figures, economy is likely going to slow down dramatically in the next couple of days. This is due to the actions of the Federal Reserve, rising high inflation, the raising interest rates, which will further cause the economy to contract. Also, guys, if the economy does contract at the rate some people are predicting, then you know what? The likelihood of arriving those stimulus check will increase. Now, we have seen this happen in the past time during the recession in 2000, 2008 and year 2020. All of these recessions, you know what? They have all produced some sort of a stimulus check. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the recessions of 2000, 2008 and 2020. You know what? All of this recession, we were in a deep recession and all of them resulted in stimulus check when issued. So it seems like that the next recession, if it's as just deep as those previous ones, then the same situation may repeat, history may repeat. Now the big question is, how deep will the recession need to be in order to send out stimulus check? And you know what? If let's say if it's just a shallow recession, then in that scenario, will a stimulus check might be sent out or not? You know what, guys? In the case of a shallow recession where economy quickly recovers, in that scenario, Congress and government do not see any sort of a reason to send out stimulus check. But you know what? But if we see a deep recession like those we have seen in the year 2000, 2008 and the 2020, like we have seen in the past, then stimulus checks are very likely. And here is the thing, guys. As far as the current data, current figures of the economy, how the contraction is, we can clearly see we are about to enter into the deep period of recession. If let's say one of the parameters into economy, let's say jobs, interest rates, the inflation, if any of the numbers get worsened over the period of time, and then there is a possibility that we may enter a deep period of recession. If let's say economy quickly recovers from the shallow recession that we are in currently right now, then the possibility of stimulus check could be denied in that scenario. Also, the other issue is inflation. Many people think that inflation is high and stimulus check can be issued as of right now. But this isn't necessarily true, because let's say economy is crashing, burning. What government will do? Well, they need to do whatever it takes to save the economy, and it doesn't matter whether the inflation is high or whatever the thing is, they have to save the economy. That's their primary goal, that's the primary focus. So what would they do? You know what? They'll do whatever it takes to save the economy. And this one includes printing of trillions and trillions of dollars and plugging it into the economy, sending out stimulus check. They don't really care about the inflation if it means saving the economy. Now, I'm pretty sure you'll be wondering when federal level fourth stimulus check will be delivered to you. I'm watching certain key indicators to help predict when they will be delivered, and some of these are including interest rates, Federal Reserves, inflation, the jobs market, and unemployment rate. Now, there is definitely some help onto the state level. You know what? States are giving out stimulus check, whether it's tax refund, energy assistance, home assistance, energy assistance, utility assistance, tax refund. History repeats itself. History tells us the truth. In the past, we have seen divided Congress come together and support American people during these financial crises. So it doesn't matter whether the Congress is divided, are they working in union? The truth is that Congress comes together when they know the impact of the stimulus check is absolutely necessary and it's essential for economy to recover. If the right circumstances arise, they will be going to likely act once again to send out the stimulus check. Now, let's focus on to the current state of the economy. You may have heard about the various reports into the news. Economy is showing signs of distress. Banks are collapsing, and this could be an indicator of larger financial crisis ahead. And we have seen countries intervening and rescuing these collapsing banks. However, guys, it's likely putting a band-aid onto a problem. The actual problem is much deeply rooted right here into the economy, which won't go away by simple band-aid fixes. The cracks into the financial system, the roots of the problem are still there, and the situation needs to be carefully carefully monitor, assess, and then needs to be resolved as well. The good news is actually bad news when it comes down to the Federal Reserve and they are concerned about the inflation. Now let's take a look at from a Federal Reserve's perspective. Federal Reserve, also known as central bank, and its chairman Jerome Powell, they closely monitor the state of the economy, and to them a good news into the economy like low unemployment and healthy economic growth means one single thing: inflation is too high, and strong economy makes it challenging for inflation to come down. And that's why to address this issue, Federal Reserve takes action by tightening their grip onto the economy and raising the interest rate. Now, what kind of an impact that will have onto the consumer? Well, you might be wondering, how does this affect you, me, as individuals, as a normal household, as a normal American? Well, here is where it hits our home. As the Federal Reserve raises the interest rates, it puts pressure onto the consumers. Take, for example, credit card balances. For example, the average interest rate onto the credit card has risen nearly 20% up from the last 16% a year ago. Now, this simple little change makes it harder for the consumers to pay off their debts and increase the overall consumer debt. Now, let's take a look at low unemployment. Is it good news or bad news? Although low unemployment rate may seem like a great news on a first sight, the Federal Reserve sees the thing differently. They look at it from a perspective as a sign of an overly strong economy, and this resulted in higher wages, excessive demand for workers. Consequently, Federal Reserve sees the need to slow down the economy, leading to more aggressive interest rate hikes. So we should pay our close attention to the Federal Reserve's action onto interest rate policies, because those interest rate policies and what called quantitative easings are the key indicators how they are managing this situation, essentially putting stimulus check into people's bank account into economy approach. Although it's a flawed system, the tool they have used before may be used once again. Now, unlike the previous round of stimulus check tied to the COVID-19 pandemic, you know the situation. This check has designed to aim and to revitalize the economy, but this time it's entirely different, as it won't be around the COVID-19 relief. Instead, there will be an effort to bring economy back on the track in the current potential financial hardship. Into the past, we have witnessed similar stimulus check happening during financial crisis like the great financial crisis, when economy takes a hit and these checks becomes a tool to support the American people and businesses. The current employment data is a rising concern. Despite the reports of the job creation, large corporations are announcing significant layoffs and the numbers don't simply add up. And you see how data manipulation happens. This probably suggests there is a potential manipulation happening right over here. There might be some inaccuracies in reporting those job losses. Now, to effectively stimulate the economy, it's very crucial to focus on low-income recipients. Many studies shows that they have higher tendency to spend all those cash stimulus check, which drives the economic activity very rapidly. So therefore, targeting low-income individuals with the relief checks can have a substantial impact to revitalize the economy. If you talk about the $1,400 stimulus check sent out in early 2021, the check wasn't directly related to COVID-19 relief, as it was more like a general payment. The exact reason behind those stimulus checks sent out in early 2021 are not entirely clear. Nevertheless, people received those stimulus checks, and you know what? Who cares? Once you receive the money, who cares? We are all happy about it regardless of the specific purpose. But here is the crucial point. The next round of a stimulus check, if there is a next round, then it will likely serve a different purpose altogether. It won't be for another COVID-19 relief package, because COVID is already gone. Instead, it will be more likely focused on revitalizing the economy, considering the current inflation, or bringing down the economy back from its current state. Now, we have seen the similar kind of a situation into the past where great financial crisis happened, and during those economic challenging times, we have received those stimulus checks. You can think of a recession as a great reset. You can think of recession as a reset for our economy. When economy experiences a significant downturn, it can actually help bring down the inflation. Now, trust me on that, recession is actually a good thing. You could say it's a reset for our economy, where end of the one chapter begins the another one. Now, who wants to keep paying higher prices for groceries, other everyday items, necessities? Definitely, I don't want to pay higher costs. I know about you, you don't want it either. Therefore, it's essential to understand the reason behind this stimulus check might be different, but the primary goal is to address economic challenges. For instance, in year 2000, stimulus check was issued to tackle the financial industry's collapse, while in the year 2009, it was aimed to combat the real estate market crash. What about year 2023-2024? The current indicators are pointing towards the possibility of another financial crisis. What might be the exact catalyst for the next stimulus check is still a question. We have observed these cracks into the financial system, into the banking sector, and Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes. Those could be the contributing factors, contributing more to the instability. Additionally, there are inconsistencies into the unemployment data, and with such reports, both of the job creation and the significant layoff into the large corporations, well, all those important key indicators raises a very important concern and suggest that economy is not standing onto the stable grounds. As a wise person, you don't want to jump into the conclusion too quickly and speculate about this manipulated data. Therefore, it's essential to keep eye on the situation, all those key indicators as well. If the financial situation deteriorates further, then Congress might resort familiar pattern of passing substantial relief packages that includes another round of stimulus check to support American people and our entire economy. If it materializes, it will be likely on economic recovery rather than COVID-19 relief. The main intention is to revitalize the economy, boost the consumer spending, and stimulate the overall economic activity. Many of those historical events showed that such stimulus check can be very effective tools in times of financial crisis, as those stimulus check comes to rescue very rapidly. They inject bunch of money directly into the people's hands, into individual businesses, encouraging individuals and businesses spend more money. So you really have to ask yourself, is the next round of a stimulus check is on the verge, is on the horizon, or what's really going on, what it means for you? And that's where it brings us to the next round of stimulus check. Now I'm pretty sure you'll be wondering when federal level fourth stimulus check will be delivered to you. Well, unfortunately, there are no delivery dates set as of right now. Nothing has confirmed. However, while deciding, Federal Reserve looks at the economy and they determine how much stimulus does the economy need, how much money is required in order to help people recover. Then the money is then printed out and pushed into the economy.